Is to present an award. It's called the Legislative Champion of the Year Award. This is the very first time that we'll be doing this event, and to present this very special honor, please welcome MDSC Board Chairman Steve Narey and artist Michael Avakian. Did I get it right? You told me it's Armenian. Avakian. All right, come on up.
I'm so pleased to see everyone here this morning. As you can see, we are a powerful and important message to bring to our state legislators. As Heather noted, I am Steve Narey and I'm chairman of the MDSC board. I have this distinct pleasure and privilege to present the MDSC's first ever Legislative Champion of the Year Award. And let me add that our first ever recipient is most deserving of this title. Speaker of the House, Robert DeLeo, has been a constant and passionate champion expanding the rights and protections of people with disabilities. And he just doesn't talk the talk. In fact, several of our self-advocates have worked in Speaker DeLeo's office over the years, including his current intern, Brian Heffernan, who we met earlier. I'd also like to thank Speaker DeLeo for including our line item in the state budget over the past 3 years, and we hope that the Speaker and his colleagues in the House will continue to be supportive of our current priority bill, the National Background Check Bill. In addition to serving as Speaker, our honored guest also serves as constituents in the 19th Suffolk District, which includes the towns of Winthrop, his hometown, and Revere. A true reformer, soon after his election as House Speaker in 2009, Representative DeLeo initiated tough new ethics standards in House rules. He even established a maximum limit of the Speaker term to 8 years. You still have a few years remaining on your tenure, Mr. Speaker. And speaking for the members of the MDSC, we are not anxious for you to go anywhere. Thank you for all that you have done and continue to do for our community. With me to present this award today is Michael Avakian, the artist who created the painting. Speaker DeLeo, please come on. Speaker DeLeo, on behalf of the MDSC, Michael and I will present you the first ever Massachusetts Down Syndrome Congress Legislative Champion of the Year. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Steve, for that kind introduction. And thank you all for being here today. With me here today, by the way, is a longtime friend of mine, Frankie Fabiano from Winthrop, who I'll introduce a little bit later on. Why are you acting so shy about it? But I'd like to say, and also I guess, did Brian speak a little bit earlier? Brian Heffernan from my office. There's Brian. Brian, I know you worked for a number of representatives. Who's the best one that you worked for? It was me. Yeah, okay, thank you. But first, let me just say that it's because of organizations like the Massachusetts Down Syndrome Congress that we continue to move forward as a more caring, supportive, and just commonwealth. Your work takes devotion, humanity, and kindness. You make an indelible mark on those that you work with. I too have been fortunate to have your support. During my time as Speaker, we've been fortunate to have a house. By the way, it's not just me, there's a whole group of folks Chairman Sinacandro just right here by my side, which he always is by my side, especially on this issue. Actually, he's over my head with a hammer on this issue. And I also see Dr. Caridi here, by the way, as well. But aimed at improving the lives of those with developmental disabilities. I'm especially proud of the House's success in removing the R word from the Mass General laws. I wasn't speaker too long, actually, when that had occurred. And to me at that time, it was somewhat daunting, but it helped me realize early on what standing up for what you believe in and having the integrity to your ideals is the only way that you can successfully govern. This change brings us one step closer to ending discrimination for those individuals who so courageously fight challenges every moment of the day. Our work in compelling health insurance companies to cover the diagnosis and treatment of autism spectrum disorders is another proud moment. That effort resonates with me as one of those instances in which I was struck by the true role of public officials to help those who need it most and give an extra boost to folks confronting adversity. Since passing that legislation, we have extended Massachusetts leadership in supporting individuals with developmental disabilities. Earlier this spring, the House passed autism legislation that provides resources which will help those with autism and other developmental disabilities lead more fulfilling lives. The bill includes a component to help families provide long-term care for those with autism. I know that MDSC is familiar with this provision, ABLE, because you have been a national leader, shoring up strong support in Washington amidst significant uncertainty. I believe that ABLE will be a catalyst that furnishes opportunity and fosters independence. The passage of this legislation highlights Massachusetts' ongoing tradition of working together to put citizens ahead of petty political squabbles. Nationally, ABLE legislation is stalled in Congress, and praising it as a boon for people with disabilities, their parents and other caregivers. A New York Times editorial chided Washington for, and I quote, squelching good ideas, especially those that involve tweaking the tax code and spending a little money, end quote. With that perspective, I am even more proud that we were able to pass this game-changing bill. As we strive to find innovative, sustainable ways to confront the tough challenges facing those with Down syndrome and other developmental disabilities, we will continue to provide robust financial support for services that have proven both crucial and effective. This year, the House budget appropriated about $258 million for the special education circuit breaker. That's about a $5 million increase from last year. Today, I know that you are here to discuss the National Background Check Bill. I am pleased to say that that bill was recently voted out of committee favorably, and I thank you for your unyielding advocacy on such an important issue, and I look forward to getting that on the House floor soon for action. Addressing those with needs with disability has always been a priority of mine, and I know that by working together, we can make this state a better place for all of our residents, not just some. As the legislature moves forward and we continue to advocate for individuals with Down syndrome, I will remember this award and think of it as a renewed call to action. In closing, I just want to introduce a couple of people, if I may. And these people have played a very important part in my life, personally, and since the time that I was elected as a public official, even before I was a state representative, and probably when I served as a member of the Board of Selectmen. One of the gentlemen here is my good buddy, Frankie Fabiano, and he's joined here by his mom, Dolores Fabiano. Where's Dolores? Dolores is shy. And I mentioned his mom because not only since I've known this lady, and I'm sure she's a story that is shared by many people in this room, but she has helped children with special needs in my hometown of Winthrop, not only her own child, but every child, for so many years that I can't even, for decades upon decades. Thank you very much, Dolores. Now, Frankie and I, as I stated, go back a couple of years, and we have a little bit of a little skit, I guess you might call, whereby whenever I am invited to anything in the town of Winthrop, and we both happen to be there, that we give it out. That's right. Okay. That we give out our awards together. And so I decided today, since I was getting an award, we're going to change that, and that whenever we're both together, when I get an award, we're going to get the award together. How's that, Frank? He likes it. Referred to as the mayor of Winthrop. And I often say that the actual reason I am friendly with Frankie is not because I really like him, but the actual reason he knows this is he's the only person who can beat me in an election. He's a gentleman that everybody in our town loves. You know, he works at his job at I know where you work, CVS. He also serves as a manager of many of the sports teams in our hometown. I know for my children, he was the manager of basketball and hockey and baseball, and especially football. And every year, by the way, he manages to get the Conference Manager of the Year, the Northeastern Conference. It's always Frankie Fabiano. And what's interesting to note about Frankie is that many days I have the opportunity when I walk into CVS to buy something or whatnot, and I see Frankie. Many times we'll start with a nice big hug, but then many times we'll get into a serious discussion. Frankie's also not shy to tell me when he feels I mess up as well. Many times he will say, "Hey Bob, you got to get some more money for the town. You really got to get out there and do a better job." And that's the way he is. But at the end of our conversation, quite frankly, as long as Frankie gives me a hug and a smile, then I feel a lot better about tackling the day. And when I'm saying that, I'm not joking, I mean that. I'd have to say that my children have worked with Frank on a number of different projects and whatnot, and I've always considered them to be lucky in their young age that they have gotten to know and to work with Frankie Fabiano. And I'd have to say that I'm honored to receive this award. And many people have stated to me since the day I got into the House, why have you been, an unbelievable supporter of special education and those with special needs? And quite frankly, it's been because of people like Frankie Fabiano, who have taught me an awful lot about special needs. I think Frankie Fabiano, he has taught me how to be a better representative for from the day I was elected. He's taught me how to be a better Speaker of the House. And you know what? He's taught me how to be a better person as well. That's what this young man is all about. And frankly, that's why I wanted you to be here today when I got this award. Because I haven't had so many opportunities to get this award because this is the first one they've given up on. That's why I had it later. But I just wanted you to know that I think that I've been able to do a pretty good job because of you in all these years. You know what, frankly, I think you've made Winthrop a better place to live for being who you are and what you've done for all the people in our community. We all love you. Thank you, Frank. You're fabulous.
Frankie Fabiano, everyone. Great job. Frankie, I'll have to stop by the CVS next time I'm in Winthrop, because I live in